Hello. So it's the first lecture for ZBrush, okay? And I'm going to talk about few basic tools. So let's see. And why I'm going for ZBrush for now? Because during photorealistic character modeling or creature modeling, I need to go for ZBrush, okay? So let's see. Yeah. So this will be your first lecture for ZBrush, okay? So what I'm going to talk about your basic tools, okay, what we are going to use in modeling or texturing or during color portion. So see, when you will open your ZBrush, you will got something this kind of view, okay, which is definitely 100,000% different from your previous software like 3D Max or Maya, okay, and whatever you are using on Cinema 4D or Blender. So this one is very much different from the previous software. See, if you click on viewport, see this thing happen. So which is not required. This is, I don't know why ZBrush, see why ZBrush add this thing to your startup software startup. So I don't know, because this is very much useless, okay. So whenever this happen, first thing which you need to do while you are opening your software and you are going to start for a new object, you need to click on preference and initialize ZBrush, okay. While you click on initialize ZBrush, click this will ask for yes or no, click on yes. You can say this will reset your entire viewport or your spacing working areas and all, if you can see, okay. If you click again this kind of stuff and draw or drag your cursor over here, or if you again try to do something random stuff like this, what I am going to do, like, see, if I did this just for random, which is not required, okay, just for, you can say, the time pass kind of stuff, which is not required, but still I'm doing just for the fun, you can say, but this is not required. So what you have to do, you need to reset your entire viewport, okay. So for that, again, preference, initialize ZBrush. Whenever you are going to work on ZBrush or start your software, if it not required that you are working with the very much photorealistic character or cartoonic character or hard surface model, this should be done by every step, okay, in the beginning of your work. So yes, now again your setup will be very much reset. Now what you have to do, click on lightbox, okay. What is lightbox? Lightbox give you few by default saved option for your use, okay. How, here we can see, if you see, you can see the by default objects or pre-built geometries over here. You can see demo head, okay, and a any kind of head, a female head, a male body. And if I double click on this, then this will appear on my view. See, this one is my viewport, my working area, my canvas, you can say anything what you want. See, according to our previous software in Maya or Max, you will get 4 views, right? Front, side, perspective and top, okay. Sometimes you need to work with bottom also. Here you are given with just this one view, but how you will use this view as a 4 or 5 or a given camera angle, you can see this thumbnail kind of head. This one is perfectly front, so your model is kind of, you can say, this one is front view. If you turn your model like this, inside portion or inside camera angle, so because of this your model should be look like this. If I turn this thumbnail to back, my model will be came to back angle. If I turn this in bottom, towards bottom, then my model will be work for same angle, okay. So you can change by this. This will be your shortcut. Even you can do manually, like how, just click on your viewport, and during click just hold shift. This will snap your model according to your camera angle. If I'm very near about side angle during this transaction, and if I hold shift, my model will automatically snap towards side views. Okay, you will realize while you doing it. See, and this thumbnail will show you your silhouette of your model. Okay, see, you can see the thumbnail. Whatever shape I am getting here, this silhouette will be changed according to our model. Okay, now come to the light box. If you click on head planes, there is few by default head bases given by software, just by default. Now you can work on this according to anatomy. If you're having very difficulties with head, if you're going to modeling a head, and you are having very much difficulties, like you are very much confused, like how to work with the jawline, how to sculpt ear, and how to work with the nose area and all, then for help or for beginner, you can take any of this reference to sculpt, and this will help for your basic things. Okay, come to Lightbox. You can see there is a recent option. This will be save your recent project, whatever you are doing. Then come to your project. Over here you can find the by default options which is given by software. You can come on tools. This will also again give you some by default options. Brushes, textures. These are few things which will be known by very soon, which will be when we will start working on a specific model. Okay, see, this is the basics by default geometries of specific character. If you're working on donkey, if you're working on Doberman kind of dog, donkey, Dachshund, and chimpanzees. If I click on chimpanzees, then I will get the see geometry structure of chimpanzee. See what I did, I just pressed A, so the given geometry will be transformed into my base mesh, but we will see later. For now, again I will come for the basic tools. See, preference, initialize, yes. Okay, again come to Lightbox, project. What you need to work on, polish sphere. Just hit this sphere, and if you click on Lightbox, this option will appear, and if you click again on Lightbox, that option will be disappear. Okay, so what for now, if you click on frame, this will be zoom your model wherever it was or it will, according to for example, if you are working in Maya, if you press F, your model will be pop out like very much zoom in, right? If you're working in Max, if you press Z, your model will be zoom in like this. Okay, so for ZBrush, if your model is kind of this and you need to zoom in, just hit this option, frame. Okay, if you click on move, you will be able to pan your model. Okay, zoom in, zoom out. If you want to do manually, then you can drag like this. Okay, if you want to rotate your scene, entire scene, I'm not talking about model. Okay, see, for example, if I rotate this, then your entire scene is rotating, not about your model. Okay, I'm working with whole entire scene. You can see the grid area also, the grid is moving according to the object. Okay, now come with the brush. If you able to see these two dot, the red dot, this will indicate your symmetry option. Okay, for Maya we supposed to do edit option, duplicate spatial, and then for Max this will be symmetry. The same word we will use for this software also. The shortcut is X. If you press X, symmetry will be turned off. If you hit X again, symmetry will be turned on. The benefit of symmetry, like see, if I turn off, then for example I'm drawing a eyes or a sculpting kind of a basic structure. Just for example, this is a eye. Okay, but my symmetry option was turned off, so because of that I was just working with one eye. If my symmetry option is turned on, then what I need to do, I have to work on just one side. The second will be automatically done by default because of this symmetry option. So make sure while you working with the creature or a specific human character kind of stuff, then your symmetry options should be on. Okay, now come to the file save option. There is two kind of save option, which is one is here, you can save from here. Most important thing, in ZBrush we used to call this object a mesh or tool. Okay, for example, if you're working with Maya or Max, you have to call it a mesh, right? Like you are working with a sphere kind of mesh or topology or geometry. Okay, in ZBrush you have to call it tool. It's a tool, a sphere kind of tool. Okay, so now if you save as from here, the tool option, this sphere will be specifically, this character, this object will be saved by here. Okay, see, so for example, if I am see, the file format will be .ztl. Okay, I rename this RT just for the example, or I just given a random name RT. File format will be .ztl, then save. Now I will reset my software. Now I have to use that file which I just saved. So for that, what I have to do, I just save as from this tool option. So for use that same particular file, I have to load tool, right? Tool, I just said previously that tool means mesh in this software. So load tool, and see, there is a RT tool in ZTL format. Open it and just drag once and click on edit. If you don't click on edit, then what will happen? Let's see. I'm just dragging and you're getting multiple objects which is not required and creating a mess, right? I can't use this kind of anything, or you are not able to work on this file. So for now, or to clean this, you don't need to go for preference or initialize again. You just hit Ctrl+N for new file. Ctrl+N. Okay, for new file. Now just drag once and just hit on edit. Simple as that. Okay, once again I'm just repeating this step. Initialize, yes. Load tool, RT, open, just drag once and hit edit. This will be simple step. Okay, for now, if you have to, for just for the, whenever you will import your model from here or from the second option which I will show you later, Your model should be in this kind of color, a kind of light orange or red, you can say, or the clay kind of color. So what you have to do, click on this, the material option. If you notice, there is a brush, stroke, alpha, texture. Alpha and texture I will talk about later during the model. And matte cap, this will be your color palette, the color mixture. This will be your two palette, foreground and background, as you seen in Photoshop. Okay, if you click on matte cap, there is a by default option for material. Matte cap means material. Okay, what you have to do, if you click on this option, your object will be shown by according to that material. Okay, if I click on this material, see, so what you need to do, whenever you export or import any model to ZBrush, just go to matte cap and click on basic material, that this one, sorry, this one, basic material 1, not 2, because if you notice and if you work in Maya or Max, the material which is kind of Blinn and Lambert, the both are very much different material, but both are both having same purpose. The same is here. The basic material have work as Lambert, basic material 2 work as a Phong or Blinn. So you need to choose basic material without shine. See this one. Now come to the brush thing, which will be initial use or the main thing which we'll be going to use. See, this ZBrush is kind of digital sculpting software. Why we call digital sculpting? Because we are going to sculpt any kind of creature or stuff in this software. Okay, so we required just 4 or 5 basic brush, not the all of brush are required for to complete a object. Remember this thing, you need to just work with the 4 or 5 basics brush. What are that? Just I will show you. First is standard brush, which is by default given by software. Whenever you will install or open any new file or preference and go for initialize, then you will be get standard brush by default. If you click or draw this kind of stuff, you will see the concave area of your mesh or tool. So this kind of mesh creation done by this standard brush. This one is kind of clay. In Lightbox, I used to go for this polysphere. Even I told you also to choose this. Why? Because if you go for polysphere, you will be work from scratch. Like this sphere has nothing, just apart from a sphere. Now you will be able to sculpt according to your requirement, according to your model. Okay, for example, if you're going for the head basics, see, if I choose this head and now I need to model or I need to reform, then I already get the base, but you don't get the idea like how this face was made. And for beginner, you need to understand the anatomy of head, anatomy of face, so you need to work from scratch, from this sphere to a skull kind of shape, then from a skull to a head. So this is the process which we will see later. For now, come again for brush. For a standard, see, if I click this will see your increase your mesh area. Okay, why? Because Z add and Z subtract option are on. Okay, what is Z add and Z subtract? Z add means you adding this feature to your mesh or your tool. See, I am adding the mesh or tool. If I click on subtract, then I will subtract the same area. This will work on the same area wherever I will move my brush. Z intensity, how it will work. If I click on, if I drag to 100 or around 100, this will be very much opaque, like C, very much hard kind of value. But if you decrease its intensity, this will work very lightly. See, same for Z add. If you drag around 100 and then you draw any brushes, this will work like this. But if you decrease the value of Z intensity, this will work on a very much less amount. You can save the opacity kind of thing, because we already work in a 3D software, different kind of 3D software, so we already have the idea of what intensity is exactly, right? So come again the brush palette, clay, I click on add. I'm adding the clay to my model, to my object, okay, because this is the sculpting software. So for a sculpting purpose, just imagine that you got a sphere kind of piece of clay, and now you have to sculpt something out of that clay, to sculpt, to add the clay or to subtract the clay according to your shape, whatever you want to achieve or draw. For rest of 3D software, for undo you need to press Ctrl plus Z. In ZBrush, same thing, Ctrl plus Z will work for the undo, but instead of that you need have a shortcut which is work for undo, and you can see these boxes, and the orange one represent currently where you are. If you decrease this, and if you notice on your model, this is your undo level, you are going back step. Okay, this will record your each and every step, and average amount of this record is around 10,000 steps. Okay, see, if I go back over here and now I click a brush, then this will ask for erase my previous undo level. So if I click OK, then now this will be my initial stage. Now if I draw, then I'm on beginning, my rest of undos will erased. So yeah, for clay brush I'm adding clay, sorry, subtracting. Now Z add, I'm adding the clay, click again, smooth. For smooth you don't need to click on this. In ZBrush there is a 3 brush palette also. If you can see, there is a 2 color palette, right, foreground and background. Same thing with ZBrush, the brush palette is 3. This one is primary. If you click shift, just see automatically the color palette, sorry, brush palette is changed. If I press Control C, again that is changed, right? So for shift, there is a by default option which is called smooth, and we should not change this brush according to me, but you can change if you want. What shift do, just see, if I come on standard and just add more value on the mesh, now press shift, and while pressing shift I'm just drag my mouse around the raster area of my mesh. This will smooth your whole mesh wherever topology is very much rasterized. If you can see, I click on Z subtract and intensity, increase my intensity. Now again I draw few strokes and hit shift, and while pressing shift I will just drag on same area. See, my mesh is going to be very smooth while I'm drawing. If you can see active point and total point will show how much poly this sphere contain. If you click on poly F in this option, this will show the polygon view of your model, the mesh view which you used to see in your previous software. Hit again, this will off. Okay, now come on brush again. If you notice, there every brush is arranged by alphabetically. Okay, if you want to any brush which is came from B, you need to check on B panel. If you want to, like for example, this brush is called flatten, so if I need to use this flatten brush, I have to just go for the F column or row, you will find. But we don't need to look around every brush, or we need to check for every brush like where is that and this and all. Just go for alphabetically where you want to go. Now for example, I need to select move brush. So for move brush, the first letter will be M, so I have to this panel the M1. So this one is move tool. What is move tool is for, or how move tool will work? Let's see. Just this one is draw size, will increase your brush size, and the shortcut of this tool, the brush tool, is S. If you hit S, you will get this option. Now you can adjust it manually. See, move tool will pull your mesh or topology according to wherever you want. Okay, and one more thing which I forgot because of brush, I just talk about the save option which is from here, and this option will save your brush, the object. Okay, but if you want to save your entire file, then you need to go by this option, file save as. See, .zpr ZBrush project. Okay, .zpr stand for ZBrush project. If you save from here, then again your entire file will be saved. If you hit Ctrl S, this will go for not ZTL, this will go for entire file. So if you save from here, or if your software will automatic go for auto save, then that option will be go by this. If we save from tool option, then whenever we going for reuse that option or that object, we need to import by this load tool. Okay, it's kind of open file. So if we save from this, then you already knew how we can open. You just click on open and manually what we used to do in previous software. Back to the brush. Move tool will pinch or pull your mesh according to your requirement. Okay, come to brush again. For example, trim dynamic, I just click on this, and this brush is used for trim. As you can see, this will be used for if you want to make a terrain kind of object, or a basic of nose or jawline kind of object. Just what you need to do, the decrease the Z intensity amount, and now you need to work with the brush. Okay, now just focus on this area. This is very much stretchy or rasterized topology, right, which seems to be very much messed up. For this you have to go for geometry and hit divide. What divide does? Divide will be multiply the value of your polygon. If you can see, if I decrease the subdivision level to 1, this is the low poly model which have this much total poly count after subdivision 5. And now active means right now this one have 1538 polys. If I increase this to 5, now see how much poly we got. So if I press smooth option means shift and then I drag my brush, this will smooth all raster area. And now see again the my point. If I am just click on standard brush, if I am on subdivision 2 and now I just draw a line, this is very much rasterized. If I click on 4, now if I draw a stroke, this is smoother than the previous one. Now I go to 5, now again I just draw a stroke, this is way more smoother, right? So see, so this is how subdivision level work, right? Okay, now come to these three options. Edit and draw must and should be on during your project, during your work. Any of will be turned off, then you will be regret because of this. Because if this option will be turned off in any case, switch I click, now see this will happen again, which I discuss in very much start of or beginning of this lecture. What I need to do, control N, hit 1, click on edit. Okay, why I'm showing you this option, because for beginner this will happen many time with you, but once you are able to work with the tools and panels, then you will be get used to. Now come to move, scale and rotate. If you notice in 3D Max or Maya, we used to use WER, the shortcut from keyboard, for W for move or translate, E for rotate and R for scale. Here is the same thing, R for rotate but not E, S for scale and M for move, but we don't use this software shortcut, we use manually. If you click move, now you can see this is the shortcut of all pivot. If you notice, the blue arrow, sorry, the green, blue and red arrow will indicate for translation. The box will be used for the scale. Rotation will be used for scale, sorry, rotate, as we use in 3D software. If you see according to arrow, I'm just, sorry, symmetry option is on, so I just turned off. See, for by the help of this arrow I just move this object. By the help of this box I just squeeze and stretch this model according to how much amount I want to scale. Okay, for rotation, this just like 3D, like what we use in Maya and Max. With the help of this arrow, press Alt and this arrow, keep it here. Now you can work from here. You just change your pivot point. Like in Maya we hold D and then we change our pivot point, right? So the same option. If you notice, there is a lock kind of icon. If I hold Alt and click on this arrow, see the lock will be open. It means now you can move it anywhere. Okay, so this is move, rotate, scale. All three are in one pivot. Okay, so you don't need to require click on each and everything. Just hit on move and just do it. Once you adjust your length, position or size and scale everything according to your requirement, then click draw again. Now you're back to your file. Okay, now come to brush. Abhi the brush you are seeing on the first panel, this will indicate your recent used brush. And according to me, which I personally prefer, the standard move mask, which will be discussed later, clay buildup and clay and tree adaptive. These 4 to 5 brush are the basic which is used for create any kind of stuff, any kind of. Okay, stroke, if I click freehand, then this, if I click drag rect, so you need to drag and hold like inside or outside. Color spray, see what this kind of stuff will do, you will know later. For now we just need to click on freehand and the standard brush. Just this is simple, nothing much. Okay, this will be your Control Z. If you click Control Z, or either you can work with this option. Okay, hit X again for your symmetry. Now come to transform. There is a few options. See, snapshot object, move panel, the same thing. There is a few option which you find on this panel. So everything, if you miss from here, you can got it from here. How? Like, see, this one is tool option, right? You can see this shutdown kind of option. If I click on this, the option will be vanished. Now come on tool, this panel was that. I need to click on this shutdown. See the power button, the power option. If you click on this, the option will be vanished. The tool, come to tool and click on again. See, the option will be appear. If you notice these 2 kind of arrow, if you double click, this will be maximize your view. If you double click again on this zigzag pattern, this will be decrease your working area. Same with this kind of panel, again the left portion. If you click on this, this will be expand your working area with brush, and if you click on this, this will be gone. Okay, so this was your basic tool while you're working with ZBrush. And the tools which I just discussed and the option which I just discussed, that will be very much helpful for you if you have noticed. Come to subtool. If you notice, this is your layer. If you for example, if you're working with Maya, you will get channel box, the right corner of your software. If you're working with Max, you will get the layer, the left corner of your Max. Okay, so this is your layer. For example, see, I get 2 layer and 2 different objects, right? I need to delete this layer, delete. Okay, layer deleted. I need to insert a new object, insert whatever I want. If I am going to use the ring 3D, it's just a kind of shape by default geometry, ring 3D. So I got ring kind of object, but I'm not able to see. For that, ZBrush provide you an option called transpose C. If you hit this option, okay, the rest of object will be translucent. Rest of object converted to a translucent object, so you just see through the object. This is your selected layer. If I select sphere, then you can see the ring option by see-through option, because we just click on transpose. So come to the ring option, come to move and scale it from center. and move it a bit side and turn off. This is how this option work. Transpose, if you click on transpose, automatically ghost mode will be on. Okay, so this will be very much helpful while you are working with face, because you need to adjust your eyeball. So while you're working with eyeball or interior part of mouth, okay, then this option will be used. And see, we got two, wait just a second, we got two layers, and if you have multiple layer, you just go by this arrow upward and backward. Okay, okay, if you click your arrow and drag your mouse to this in a vertical way, then you can find very much more option which you will not able to see in your by default option, in your by default type. So what you need to do, you need to scroll down. Now go, there is a geometry which will be used for geometry, which I just show you just one option to divide, then array mesh, then nano mesh, then layers. This layer is very much different, which I just showed you to the subtool option. This one is very much different, which will be work for facial expression or blend shape. This option will work very much friendly with blend shape option. Okay, now deformation, masking, these are the much more option you have, which will be seen by working with the previous or working with the future model. UV paint, poly paint, what these options are, we will see in next lecture by the working with the model. Come to subtool, I need to delete this layer, delete. Okay, come to this layer. If I go to, okay, see RGB, we are for beginner, you need to work on Z add and Z subtract. Don't touch any other option like Z cut, M RGB, M RGB, nothing. Okay, only this for you for just the couple of few lectures. After that you need to work with rest of option. RGB used for the when you going for color. MRGB used for when you're going for put material on your object. Material in the sense of this, like if I model this kind of spaceship kind of or eyeball, see, so this material will helpful for eyeball kind of texture. Okay, so how we will work for material and all, we will see when we are going to texture our model. So these are the basic tools. And live boolean not required for now, especially if you notice on, see the brush panel, you can see two circles. First is your main brush area, second is for feather. If I click focal shift, will drag to -100, and now if I draw the brush, see, this is draw this kind of shape because of hardness will be 0. But if I put few feather area, then see the difference, the amount of decreasing this mesh, because that depend on the focal shift. If focal shift is this, see, this will be very much slopy on the edges. But if focal shift will be in minus value, then see the difference will be difference between these two strokes. Okay, so make sure your focal shift should be around 0 until you not required for the your future requirement. So this is it for the ZBrush tools. And in next lecture I will show you how to work on a model. I will show you to model a object, and I will use few more tools, few more objects, so that will be clear your concept, like how we are going to work in this software. Okay, so this is the one and only view what you're going to work with. So once again, if you want to go for side panel, you just hit this thumbnail to side, your model will be, I just drag just for the identification. See, this one is front, sorry, this one is front, this one is side. If I turn off the perspective, now this will be perfect side, perfect front, top, bottom. Okay, so this is it for today's lecture. So this is tools, basic tools which we are going to require for our future model. Okay, so come to front. And one more important thing, guys, there is a Z plugin option, and you got much more option in any. If you click on any option, you will get deeper and deeper and deeper. See, so let's see. So see you in next lecture.